Hi guys, welcome back again to another session of History Current Affairs for Prelims 2023. This is your faculty, Ranganathan SVN Kondala, and you're following me on my YouTube channel. Now, if you want to follow me on my Telegram for regular daily updates, newspapers, and all the history current affairs, just go to Telegram, search plus students. That's PLUSSTUDENTS. Having said that, let us begin the discussion for today. Recently, Salman Rushdie published a new novel, the very famous English writer. He published a new novel called The Victory City. It's a fictionalized story of the Vijayanagara kingdom and the Vijayanagara dynasty. In this context, Vijayanagara becomes very important for us, given that Salman Rushdie had recently been attacked for as a retaliation to one of his old novels called the Satanic Verses. Okay, so founded by Harihara Raya I of the Sangama Empire or the Sangama dynasty. Vijayanagara Empire expanded from actually being in a strategic position uh, on the banks of Tungabhadra River into one of the largest kingdoms in entire south. Vijayanagara ended up becoming one of the largest kingdoms, one of the largest empires in the south, with Hampi obviously as its capital. Okay. Hampi remained its capital. The kingdom obviously reached its peak during the period of Krishnadevaraya, who was actually from the Tuluva dynasty. See, remember, Vijayanagara Empire actually had four dynasties: Sangama, Saluva, Tuluva, and Arabidu. Sangama started it. The empire reached its peak during the Tuluva period. Vijayanagara kings consistently had disputes, or you can say struggles, with the Bahmani sultanates, Bahmani kingdoms. Politically, both Vijayanagara and Bahmani kings are political successors of the Tughlaqs in Deccan. So, what I mean by that is, they were actually part of the Tughlaq Empire, but during Muhammad bin Tughlaq's period, they started to become independent kingdoms. The Golconda Sultanate, Bahmani Sultanate, and the Gajapatis of Odisha were traditionally rivals of Vijayanagara. Eventually, Gajapatis joined the Vijayanagara alliance. Now, if you see the economic aspect of the Vijayanagara kingdom, they were largely dependent on agriculture. Trade obviously was their major activity, with majority of its post on the east coast from Machilipatnam and those places. Like the Abdul Razak Samarkandi chronicled how the ports of Mangalore, Honnavar, Bakhtal, Barkur, Cochin, Kannur, Machilipatnam, and Dharmadam basically saw traders all the way from Aden, Middle East, China, even Bengal. In fact, Vijayanagara's cities were thriving with travelers and philosophers and traders. Many of these travelers, like Abdul Razak, Niccolo di Conti, Fernão Nunes, Domingo Pes, even the Portuguese travelers, they left very beautiful historical records about Vijayanagara kings. The empire's principal exports were primarily pepper, ginger, cinnamon, cardamom, myrobalan, tamarind, timber, and fistula, precious and semi-precious stones, pearls, musk, ambergris, rhubarb, aloe, cotton cloth, and porcelain. So obviously they had a very large basket of exports. Now, such big large basket of exports, naturally, they'll also have a bigger market to export. Coins were minted by the states as well as by the merchant guilds using gold, silver, copper, brass, and their value dependent on the material weight. So there were very active guilds in the Vijayanagara kingdom. Literature in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, as well as Sanskrit was produced in the kingdom. Like, for example, Sri Krishna Devaraya's period is generally even called the golden era of the Telugu literature. While Krishnadevaraya himself was a Kannadiga, he did encourage Sanskrit language as well as Telugu literatures. Vijayanagara architecture also is one of their greatest contribution. Combine has a great combination of the Chalukyan, Hoysala, Pandyan, Chola styles all put together. I mean, from Tirumala temple, Pattarakal Virupaksha temple, all great temples of South India remain Vijayanagara's greatest temples. The Prasanna Virupaksha temple of Bukka, one of Sangama dynasty, Hazararama temple of the Krishnadevaraya, the striking examples of Vijayanagara's characteristic style and intricate artistry in their constructions and in the beautiful constructions Vijayanagara gave. Vijayanagara capital Hampi, presently UNESCO World Heritage Site, known for its sophisticated fortifications as well as innumerable temples and other architectural marvels that it has. Foreign travelers, Portuguese, Italians, Nicola di Conti of Venice, Domingo Pérez Fernandes of Portugal, Abdul Razak of Persia, every Ibn Battuta of Morocco, all of these guys left fantastic records about Vijayanagara, the society, the architecture, the contributions in art and culture. Okay. Now, in fact, Hampi was probably the second largest urban settlement on the planet after Beijing during its period in the 16th century. After Beijing, Hampi was the second largest settlement on the banks of an urban settlement in the 16th century. Now, one more very important topic that has been in news of late recently is the Alinagar Peace Treaty. In fact, most of you do remember the Black Hole tragedy of the 1756. See, most of you do understand that after black hole tragedy, the immediate next thing which you generally tend to read in your textbook or in your classic regular UPSC books is the Battle of Plassey. Now, in between Battle of Plassey and black hole tragedy, there was a treaty called the Alinagar Peace Treaty between East India Company and Siraj, because Sirajuddaula did not intend to kill Britishers. It was actually one of his governors, one of his administrators of Calcutta. His name is Manik Chand, who was actually involved in the Black Hole tragedy and who's actually responsible for Black Hole tragedy. So Siraj wanted to get his alliance right. The Treaty of Alinagar strengthened actually the position of British in Bengal and laid foundations for the Battle of Plassey. The treaty was actually a prelude to the British seizure of Bengal. Now, Black Hole tragedy happened. Siraj felt really bad. In order to avoid a battle from the British, Siraj went for the negotiation table. That's why we generally say the Treaty of Alinagar, signed by Siraj-ud-Dowla and East India Company, was actually a treaty where British found them at a naturally higher position. On the 9th of February 1757, between British East India Company and Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowla, this treaty was signed. Alinagar is actually the short-lived name given to Calcutta after it was captured by Sirajuddaula, mainly by his governor Manik Chand. Interestingly, Manik Chand eventually changed sides to British. He was one of the other guys who cheated Sirajuddaula along with Nawab, along with Jagat Seth and Rai Durla. Although Nawab had taken control of the English port of Calcutta, he signed the pact in response to English military might and threat posed by the Afghans under Ahmad Shah Abdali. He was afraid that he was going to get attacked by all the people, and Siraj knew that Black Hole had crossed the limit. So he wanted to just get the things right. As per the terms of the treaty, the Nawab would recognize all provisions of the Mughal Emperor Farooq Shiar's Golden Farman of the 1717, the Dastak Farman, tax-free trade permit Farman, all of that, and also give complete exemptions from paying duties for goods passing through Bengal and fortify Calcutta, mint coins in Calcutta, etc. So the four big real terms were: Britishers were now allowed to mint coins in Calcutta. Britishers were now allowed to keep the army they needed. British do not need to pay any taxes to anybody in Calcutta anymore, even for their public and private trade. Fort Williams was to become a complete British property. So henceforth, expansions of Fort William, fortification of Fort William, Britishers need not ask any permissions from the Nawab Sahab. Now, this in a way, Historians say that Siraj-ud-Dawla ended up giving up too much in the Treaty of Alinagar. The signing of treaty was one of the events that led to the famous Battle of Plassey, which set the stage for British colonial expansion in India. Now, Nawab made peace with British, signed this humiliating treaty. In fact, many consider this to be a humiliating treaty. The Nawab restored English to all their former privileges. Now, using this treaty and its provisions, Robert Clive, in fact, ended up organizing an intrigue of anti-Siraj leaders surrounding Siraj-ud-Dawla. Like, for example, Mir Jafar. Later, the guy who cheated him, Mir Jafar, was appointed as Mir Bakshi of Siraj-ud-Dawla. Manik Chand, the officer in charge of Calcutta, changed sides and he became pro-Clive. Amir Chand, the rich merchant, supported British. Jagat Seth, eventually a puppet of British. Khadim Khan, the commander of the largest number of Nawab's troops. Now remember, these are the guys who actually cheated Siraj-ud-Dawla in the Battle of Plassey. Not just Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar, Manik Chand, Amir Chand, Jagat Seth, Khadim Khan. And Manik Chand is actually the guy who's solely responsible for Black Hole tragedy. But he escaped punishments from British by changing sides with the British. Now that's some of the important current affairs. A short one for you. Keep following me on unacademy.com/Srivanar. Subscribe to this channel. That's you can search me even on Telegram. On Telegram, my channel name is Plus Students. PLUSSTUDENTS. Shortly, we'll be coming with more current affairs for your prelims, which will be really helpful in clearing your exam. Thank you. You have a nice day. I'll see you. Bye bye.